the Mom Spaghetti team here to present our final XML project for you. So Mom Spaghetti is a platform that we devise to help the end users to search their favorite recipe and get the basic instruction about how to recreate it at their own place, at their own convenience. We believe with these recipes, each user can recreate their own take on these food recipes and create products which would make their moms proud. And here to run you through the overall functionality of our platform is my colleague Shivani Mishra.
Thank you, Anirudh. So I'll walk you through this project. So we have, so this is our page, and we have hosted this our project on Azure. So this is the search bar where we would search for our favorite recipes. So suppose we search for pizza here. All the recipes related to pizza would get populated here. And at the bottom, you can see we can move forward to the next page and see more recipes related to pizza. So all the pizza related recipes would get populated here. Next thing is when we click on a particular recipe, suppose we click on this best pizza dough ever, we'll see all the ingredients related to this particular recipe. And we can also see the cooking time here for this recipe. So so the cooking time is related to the ingredients itself. For each ingredients, we have kept 5 minutes as cooking time. So here we can see there are 6 ingredients. So we have 30 minutes of cooking time for this recipe. Another functionality is the number of servings. So if we increase the number of servings, our ingredients quantity would increase. So here we can see for 4 servings, we have 4.50 cups of gluten bread. And for 5 servings, it gets changed to 5.63. So this is one functionality. And we can also add our recipe to the favorite list. So we can do this with the help of this icon. So when we click on this icon, our favorite recipe would get populated here. We can also remove it by clicking on the same icon. So it will get removed from here. So we can add multiple recipes to our favorites list. So suppose we add this recipe as well to our favorites list. The list would populate with both the recipes here. And the other functionality is we can check for the cooking directions for this particular recipe. So if we click on the directions tab, it would take us to the website which would have the cooking directions of that recipe in details. And the next thing is the nutrient list. So we can search for the nutrient information for a particular food item. Suppose we want to look for nutrients information for pizza, we can search for it here. This would give us all the nutrients that is there in pizza, all the nutrients list. That is it for the functionality part. I would hand it over to Tom to further explain the debug mode.
Thank you, Shivani. So let's go through the code in the debug mode. So I'm just running the application right now. Okay, so initially, since it's the first initial load, it goes into the on git function. Pretty much nothing happens because it's the initial load. And so I'm just going to continue and go ahead with the landing page here. So this is our landing page. So this is a form input where you can search for our favorite recipes. So I'll search something else like broccoli here. And this is a button. If you click on search, what happens is the form is defined in such a way that it goes to the on post method. And then here, particularly, this particular breakpoint is defined so that we can debug this particular path. And now if I step through this particular function, since I've provided a recipe in the search bar, it takes the particular search string and then maps it into the search recipes.query variable. And then using that, it calls the API link here, which is as you can see here, and then it gives back the JSON response. Okay, and once the response is successful, we are parsing that into a particular JSON object. Now, this particular JSON object will contain all the recipes for broccoli. Okay, now what we are doing is we are setting that particular information into cache here so that we can manage the state of the application, because that was one of the methods that we found out for managing the state of the application. So that once that is done, it returns back to the page with all the recipes for broccoli. As you can see, we have included pagination as well. So we can browse through all these pages to see what all recipes are there. So if you want to select a particular recipe, you can click on one of these and it takes it back to the backend code where it again triggers the on get method. Here again, what happens is it goes to the API call where it fetches the particular recipe ID, includes that in the API URL, and then API endpoint, and then returns the JSON result. Now this is then validated through a JSON schema file called recipe schema, and once it goes through the validation file as JSON schema file, once it validates, it returns the particular recipe details. As you can see here, we are storing all the recipe details in a recipe object here. So this is the ingredients, this is the URL, this is the image. Uh, so if I just show you the ingredients here, you can see all the ingredients that are stored for broccoli, the particular recipe that you've selected. Okay, and this particular piece of code is just used for formatting that particular recipe, and so that it gets displayed and it gets displayed in a user-friendly manner in the browser. Okay, if I click on continue now, it goes back to the uh, index CSHTML page. This particular code is used for pagination so that the right page is displayed for the right set of recipes. Okay, and it's pretty much nothing here. Okay, this is where the ingredients gets displayed. So each path just goes through it and gets displayed as per the ingredients list in the recipe. So this is a list item and it goes through the ingredients list in the loop and it displays the ingredients for that particular recipe. So here is the ingredients for the particular recipe here. Now, if I click on the favorites icon or the like icon, it kind of checks if the recipe is already added into the favorites list. If it is not added, then it adds it into the favorite list. But if it is already added, it just ignores it. For that, there are two functions. This is the function that that checks if it's already added or not. If it's not added, it goes into another function called on post send, which adds it into the favorites list. Okay, here I'm retrieving the recipes from the cache and then populating the object and then adding it into a likes C# object that will have all the list of recipes that the user has liked. You can see that in the favorite list. Similarly, if you click on the icon again, it'll trigger another function after on get called on delete. Yeah, on delete like. So this is where the like recipe gets deleted from the list. It is just similar to the add like functionality, just that it populates a like list and deletes the particular recipe from the like list. And this is implemented using asynchronous JavaScript. So each time you click on this icon, an AJAX call gets executed and calls the on get liked or on delete like methods. So the last functionality is nutrients list, where we can search for any of the food items and retrieve the nutrients information. This is again a AJAX call where we have used another group's information using an API link called Nutrient Diary. This will retrieve all the information regarding the nutrients for a particular item. So we have implemented a spinning loader kind of thing, so that while it waits for the results to come back, it kind of loads the spinner, and then it gets deleted, and then it comes back with the information regarding the nutrients. So this is an overall picture about our application. Thank you so much for this opportunity, especially to our professor. Please feel free to leave a comment or feedback or any suggestions for this particular application. Thank you so much.